For the latest information regarding the COVID-19 pandemic in Cupertino, please visit cupertino.org/coronavirus.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Corina Herrera Loera, Public Information Officer with the Emergency Operations Center at the Santa Clara County. Welcome to our Facebook Live. Today, we make sure to take off our masks just during the segment so that you can understand what we're saying and our ASL team can translate for those that need it. This morning we have Ricardo Romero. Thank you, Ricardo, for accepting our invitation to be on our show today. And he is the Community Health Planner in the Department of Public Health in Santa Clara County. He'll explain to us what the Binational Health Week is today, and we'll be sharing some resources coming up for our community. So to start us off, Ricardo, can you explain to us what Binational Health Week is?
Of course. Thank you, Corina. Thank you for having us here, and also for everybody who's watching today. Good morning, and thank you for watching. So Binational Health Week occurs every year in October, and pretty much what we do is we partner up with community organizations, as well as government agencies and thousands of volunteers to put together a series of events that will provide health screenings, health education to our community, especially to our Latino community who live here in Santa Clara County. Now, Binational Health Week actually started or was created back in 2001 with the objective of raising awareness and responding to the unique healthcare challenges that our Latino community face here in the United States and Canada. This mobilization has been becoming quite a big mobilization since 2001. Now we have countries such as Peru, as well as Colombia, Mexico, and Guatemala, who are also part of Binational Health Week. And this, as I mentioned earlier, occurs every October. Great, thank you. And I understand, I think it's the 16th annual, is that correct? That's correct. So yes, here for Santa Clara County, this is our 16th year that we're celebrating Binational Health Week. And nationwide or worldwide, it's actually the 20th year. Nice, thank you. And just to let you all know, we have construction happening, it feels like right outside this door here. So we apologize for the noise, but we will do our best to speak up and make sure that you can hear us. So with that, Ricardo, I know that in these 16 years in Santa Clara County, you have all been doing amazing work with our community. And is there pictures that you have from other years that we've had in the past? Yes, of course. So first of all the work that we have been doing for the past 16 years would have not been possible without the help and support of our community partners, our community members, other government agencies, the Mexican Consulate in San Jose, and as well as our volunteers who every year are ready to participate in Binational Health Week. I know this year is a little bit challenging because of COVID, and many people have been reaching out to us asking us, hey, it's Binational Health Week happening, how is it happening this year? But we'll get to it. But I do want to share with you some of the pictures and some of the images that from last year that happened during Binational Health Week. So this was the flyer that we had last year, and that was Binational Health Week. And last year we had a huge event, which was the kickoff event, in where we had it at the Eastridge Mall here in San Jose, California. And we had people from Telemundo, people from other nonprofits, volunteers, entertainment, dancers who were celebrating and were able to provide information to our community. We provided health screenings at the Mexican Consulate. Here we see somebody getting an oral check, as well as we also had other health fairs throughout the month of October. Now, here, the Escuela Popular in San Jose, also it's one of our partners, one of our community partners, and last year they put together a health fair for their students as well. And then here we have a picture of one of our community partners, SourceWise, who actually organized some of the workshops to educate the community about how to sign up for Medicare. And we also had the Mexican Heritage Plaza and the Bill Wilson Center be able to provide another event in October, And here we had folklorico dancers and a lot of entertainment. And this was mainly aiming to reach the LGBTQ community who are also identified as Latinx. And finally, all these efforts have not been able to be possible without the help and support of the Mexican Consulate and all of our community partners who have been here year after year.
Wow, amazing images and memories of last year, right?
Yes.
Thank you for working so hard to ensure that our community has the resources they need and going out to the community. Now, I know, as you mentioned, this year is going to look different. We don't know, what we're allowed to do, and things can change, right? We might be able to go back out there. But the way things are going, I'm assuming you have something planned already and how that might look like this year, which would be a little different from last year. Can you explain to us what that might look like this year?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, many people, many community partners have been emailing us, asking us questions about, is Binational Week happening this year? And as many of you, our lives had also been on hold. We really didn't know what was happening, if we were going to be able to plan Binational Health Week, or how we were going to be able to move forward. Thankfully, our partners have been completely understandable and have been supportive with us. So this year, the majority of our events are going to be happening via Zoom, via virtually, and there will be certain events like testing for COVID, flu shots, in where we will be able to provide those in person. But unfortunately, we will not be having Health First this year, but we will be having them online. So we do invite you to please do connect and join us during those events. Now, we do have a lot of community partners that we have this year. Some of them include, of course, El Consulado de Mexico here in San Jose, as well as Sourcewise, Bill Wilson Center, as well as others such as we have numerous community partners that are actually joining us this year as well. Community Partnerships is another organization, Gartner, and as a matter of fact, today we have one of our guests here, who is Stephen Rubicava, who is from Sourcewise, who will be actually talking about their involvement in Binational Health Week and what services they provide for our community, especially in the month of October.
Great, thank you for sharing. So now, Stephen, thank you for joining us. And can you tell us a little bit about, who you represent and what you do and how you will be partnering this year with Binational Health Week?
Hi, hey, good morning, Karina, Ricardo, and good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you all very much for having me here today. And like you mentioned, my name's Stephen Leon Rubicava Jr., and I do work for the nonprofit organization called Sourcewise, specifically in the Health Insurance Counseling and Advocacy Program. We're otherwise known as HICAP across the state. So the HICAP by Sourcewise has had a long partnership with Binational Health Week. Collectively, we understand the importance and power of informing and educating our community. We also understand the gravity of representation and equity. So with that being said, I'd like to thank all of our Binational Health partners involved in one way or another. Cheers, you're doing a great job. And as far as HICAP, it's another acronym. So HICAP provides free one-on-one counseling that assists Medicare beneficiaries, their families and caregivers to understand their Medicare benefits and the best healthcare options for them. Now, friendly reminder, a Medicare beneficiary is typically 65 years of age or older, and HICAP is part of the National Network of State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP is what it's known as across the US. And in Santa Clara County, we are the source for unbiased and objective Medicare-related counseling and information. So the Sourcewise HICAP counselors are trained, they're California state registered staff like myself. We have a bunch of volunteers that help us stay afloat, and the counselors provide Medicare one-on-one appointments. We also do community education and outreach throughout Santa Clara County, and HICAP does not sell, endorse, promote, or recommend any commercial insurance products or services, so we have to be objective and unbiased.
Great, thank you for that information. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the open enrollment? Is that open throughout the year, or are there certain time periods that people can enroll?
You know what, that's a great question. Before I started working here, I used to think, oh, okay, once we turn 65, once we have Medicare, everything's fully taken care of. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. It's not as flexible as we think. And so there is a specific time period, and it begins in the month of October. So Medicare begins its open enrollment period. It's called the annual enrollment period. It's from October 15 through December 7 of every single year. That's when all Medicare beneficiaries can make changes.
Great.
Essentially, this is the one and only period throughout the year when Medicare beneficiaries can make changes to their benefits without any penalties, no other issues. And every year, plans change their covered drugs. They change their co-payments, they change their physician networks, and a whole lot more. So even if people like their current plan, it may no longer be best for them in 2021. In addition, with all that's going on, I don't have to remind folks, people's healthcare needs definitely may have changed. So it's valuable to take a look during the open enrollment period to see if there's something better suited for folks out there. Thank you for asking.
Great, thank you. So October 15th through December 7th, it's coming up. Thank you for that reminder. Now, can you explain to us how your services have changed during this pandemic? If you are doing anything differently, what that looks like?
So, we're all doing something different. Mm-hmm. We're all adapting. We're all trying to figure out the best way to reach folks in our community. And HICAP remains determined to provide safe Medicare counseling and outreach during the COVID-19 pandemic. So in 2020, we're launching a string of multi-language virtual workshop presentations during the annual enrollment period. We've titled them Medicare's 2020 Annual Enrollment Period and Updates for 2021. Now, in addition to partnering with Binational Health Week, we've also had long-standing partnerships with public libraries, health facilities, community and senior centers across Santa Clara County. Thank goodness, and HICAP is currently strengthening and building on those partnerships during this year's AEP as well. So I would like to believe that the COVID-19 pandemic, it's physically kept us all distant. Although in some way, it's also, communally brought us closer together. So, it's got some bad things, it's got some good things. We've adapted. Thank goodness we've had time to test out some of our virtual workshops before Medicare's big open enrollment beginning October 15 through December 7. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. And yes, we all miss our loved ones, right? And being close to one another. So thank you for continuing the, services and resources in a different way, and ensuring that our community has what they need. And before we let you go for today, is there anything else you would like to share with our community?
Well, you know what? The one thing I'd really like to share is that I'd like to invite everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but most folks who are Medicare eligible. Maybe your family member is on Medicare, maybe your grandmother, your mother. Nowadays, we see a whole lot of people helping out the older generation. So, I'd like to invite everybody to attend one of HICAP's virtual Medicare 2020 annual enrollment period and updates for 2021 presentations. You're going to get an overview of the changes taking effect in the Medicare program for 2021, like Medicare prescription drug coverage, Medicare Advantage plans in our county. You'll also learn about your coverage, and we're going to give you instructions on how to access helpful Medicare open enrollment material if we do not provide it ourselves. Now, to attend a free, unbiased, and educational presentation, you could always register on our website, which is mysourcewise.com. If you want to see a listing of upcoming events, you can go to mysourcewise.com/calendar. You could always give us a ring at 408-350-3200, and it'll be option 2 for HICAP. And by the way, you could also make your selection of language preference when you're in that main phone number. Again, if you're interested in checking out the schedule for the upcoming open enrollment workshop events, go to mysourcewise.com/calendar, or give us a call, 408-350-3200, option number 2. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Stephen. and Ricardo for sharing those resources. And I'm, assuming October is going to be a really busy month for you all, but we'd love to, invite at least one of you back, to continue to share the resources in our community. So I'm sure we'll be having you back, and sharing more information. We look forward to that. And before we go, Ricardo, I know, your focus is health, Binational Health Week. Is it important that people continue to take steps to prevent COVID-19 and now the flu?
Of course, yes, absolutely. So Latinos here in Santa Clara County make up about more than a quarter of the populations here in Santa Clara County. Now, having said that, actually a lower percentage of Latinos have actually gone to the doctor and received a health screening. So now that's why it's important that people go ahead and use these resources. Many of the times they don't do it because they're afraid that they don't have a medical insurance. Perhaps they're afraid of their immigration status. They're afraid about the cost of it. But by National Health Week, this is where we come out and we say, hey, this is how we can help you. These are the resources that are for you and your family. Now, with COVID-19, many community members, as I mentioned, are afraid of getting tested for the same reasons. One of them being their immigration status, lack of insurance, and they're also afraid of losing their jobs if they test positive. They're afraid of not being able to provide food for their families or an income. But we do want to remind people that we do have resources. Getting a test for COVID-19, it's completely free. You don't need a medical insurance. And also, if you do test positive, we will provide you with resources needed. So that is very important to remind our community about that. Now, with COVID-19 affecting our community right now and the way that it's circulating in Santa Clara County, this year, it's not the year to skip the flu shot. Now, to keep yourself and family safe and out of the hospitals, doctors are recommending anybody who are ages 6 months and older to get a flu shot, especially people or women who are pregnant, people over the age of 65, and as well as kids under the age of 5, and especially those who have chronic medical conditions such as heart disease, asthma, or diabetes. Now, flu shots become widely available at the end of September, so usually by National Health Week is the perfect time to get the flu shot as well. And many sites towards the end of September will be offering, many sites that offer free COVID-19 testing will also be offering free flu shots for our community. Now, it's important to remind our community that it takes about 2 weeks for the vaccine to kick in after you get your flu shots. So that's why it's important to get it ahead of time. So that way, whenever we have the flu season, people are already prepared, they're protecting themselves, and they're protecting their community as well.
Great, thank you for that information. Now, we're excited to learn more about Binational Health Week and all the details coming up. But between now and the next time you come to our show, is there any way or anywhere that we can find out more information about Binational Health Week?
Yes, of course. So they can. We please invite you to visit our website. We're going to have a full list of calendar of events there, and they will continue to increase as the days goes by. And that website is www.sccbwh.org. And you can also see the link right here under our screen right now. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And then also follow us on social media through our county website and through our county Facebook, and then we'll also be posting that information there.
Great, looking forward to all the events coming up and information. Thank you both so much for coming on to Facebook Live here with us here at Public Health. And we look forward again to learning more about the events coming up and opportunities to learn more about the resources for our community. And thank you again, Ricardo and Steven, for being here and all the work that you guys do for our community. It's important, right? All of us doing our piece that, we'll be able to connect with our entire community. So you all got emails today, phone numbers, If there's any questions and we can connect you, you also have our number here at the Emergency Operations Center. We're all working together to ensure that we get the resources to you all. Thank you for tuning in today. Remember, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. in English, 11 a.m. in Spanish on Wednesdays and Fridays. You could also find this information on YouTube in case you want to go back and maybe forward it to members of your family and community. And we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the latest information regarding the COVID-19 pandemic in Cupertino, please visit cupertino.org/coronavirus.